Greetings everyone, and welcome to the Rethinker video blog, a place where you can come where we look at things going on in our world and Scripture from a strategic Christian perspective. Today I want to talk about something that the church tends to run away from, and that's the pleasure of sin. You know, a lot of times we tend to look at sin and we tend to focus on the action itself, but really not concede the fact that sin is pleasurable. And we can look at kind of the quote from the Matrix and recognize sort of the world's perspective is what was said in that film, which is to deny one's impulses or deny pleasure is really to deny being human. And the understanding there is that not only do we experience pleasure, we were designed for pleasure. I mean, God himself created humanity with various pleasure zones. And the church tends to kind of run away from that and sort of be afraid of it. But by embracing it, by understanding it, we can really actually have answers for the world. So what is our answer to the world in this case when they talk about the pleasure of sin? Well, the reality is that sin has to be pleasurable because sin is not the pleasurable action. The goal of sin is the intended consequence afterwards. Pleasure is merely the mechanism by which to draw someone to the intent of destruction. It is not the fact that sexual promiscuity gives me pleasure. It's the fact that potential that I can get out of sexual promiscuity is human papillomavirus and AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases and psychological complications. Pleasure is merely the mechanism that gets me there. The church needs to recognize and stop running from the aspect of the pleasures of sin. It needs to run to and embrace the fact that sin is pleasurable. I say it this way in my book, Parables and Parallels. Sin is shards of glass coated in chocolate, which taste wonderful in the mouth and then lacerate the organs on the way down. The church screams at the world for eating the chocolate because God said not to. The world sucks the smooth chocolate coating and says you're missing out on life's biggest delicacies. What the church should be saying is, of course it's chocolate. You never would have swallowed the glass shards if it wasn't. I want to thank you today for listening to this Rethinker blog. I want to encourage you right now, like I said, that came out of a book called Parables and Parallels, which you can pick up on Amazon. And when you're there, if you type in David Litwin, you're going to see another book there called Mission. I encourage you to pick that one up as well. And then I also encourage you to take a look at the Rethinker Rethinker blog, which is www.rethinkerblog.wordpress.com. Look forward to seeing you again, and please live inspired.